Hello, I'm Patricia Rezzatello. I'm editor of the Biz Toolbelt newsletter. Today I'm talking with Debbie Faw of Health and Wealth for Life. Hello, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Debbie, give us a little overview of what you do at Health and Wealth for Life.
All right. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I work with professional people who want to achieve the optimum health. We know when our health is in their optimum resort of what it's doing, our business and our lives it just goes better. And I also customize everyone's goals because different people have different goals, and I help customize those and with the self-analysis sheet and work with them so they can have their own goals.
Fabulous. Health is definitely a big concern when you get into business and you realize how much energy it actually takes. And, you think you're just sitting at a desk all day. Yeah, but, you have to think and you have to have energy in order to do that. And you have to have, internal fortitude to reach out and call people and, do things on social media. It's not just sitting at a desk.
Right, definitely. And your personality has to show. If you're going to be talking on the phone, you still have to smile. I mean, there's techniques that you can put a mirror in front of you. You've got to, if you want to do a couple of jogs or jumping jacks before you get on to get the energy. So when you talk on the phone to everybody, or when you're talking on the Zoom and looking at people, you have the energy. You're not just blah,
Yeah.
and so
Right.
it's very exciting. Yes.
Yeah. Now, I know that you recently changed your business structure. Why did you decide to do that? What led up to that decision?
Well, I've learned in the past that, a lot of people can come after you, and we just needed to find the right person that could help us own nothing and control everything. And we were able to find it through Pratt and Lefevre. And it's just amazing they have all the structures and the coverings and how to outline our business and be able to help different people. And it's just truly amazing we've been looking for a long time. And, I just recently been married for about 3.5 years, and my husband's known about this, and he contacted a person about 10 years ago, and he lost that number and couldn't get a hold of him. And he was just wondering. And then I, came across these through a networking group, and I said, honey, look what I found. And so we went gung ho with it. And so it's just quite amazing. We found the treasure, by the rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was a concern that you had, going into the process that you might have had that, might have stopped you from, doing the restructure?
Well, we know no matter what you're trying to do, restructuring does cost money. And are we willing to, if our end goal is that this is what our end goal is, then we need to come up with the money to do that. And so that might have been just a touch of how much is this going to cost, and do we have it right now? My husband's a fire pilot, and so he's similar to a school teacher. In the summertime, that's when he makes his money, his main money, and then we have to go through the whole year on that amount of money. And so we just had to figure out, this is our main goal. This is what we really wanted to do. So how are we going to figure it out? There's ways that you can figure it out. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. What have you found, in your business as a result of making this change?
It was at the very beginning, we had done our taxes through a professional tax person, and it was in draft form, and we were looking at it. And then I, got a hold of Pratt and Lefevre, and we decided to see what would happen and how much money it would be. And our taxes were going to be, we would have to pay about $4,000 in taxes. I mean, that is a lot of money. And we were already deducting things because we know about business and we thought we knew everything, which we didn't, but we were deducting a lot of things, but yet we were paying, $4,000. And then, we were able to have a consultation and do that. And we couldn't believe it. We were saving over $3,000 with taxes. It's just the way that we took all the assets and transferred our assets. So we really own nothing. And so if you own nothing and the corporations are paying for it, then what a great savings. And so we went back to our tax CPA person that my husband had worked with for quite a while, and we said, thank you very much for your work, but we're not going to do it. And so the savings we did, the savings we met because we were already going to pay for it. So it was just a swap of money. This last year, we paid for whatever we were going to pay for taxes. We paid for the restructuring and a small amount of taxes. So
Mhm.
it was, the biggest thing ever. It was so exciting. And that's what my husband had been looking for a long time. And now we found it.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's very
Yes.
exciting to, actually have a documented, I mean, granted, it's just your example, and somebody who's watching this or reading this, they might have, different situation, and so their numbers would be a lot different, but it's
Right.
exciting to see, an actual case study where somebody had, this number before they restructured, and they had enormous, a great difference in what they
Yeah.
ended up having to pay.
Right.
So are there some other benefits that you've experienced as a result of this business restructure?
Well, I know my passion is helping people through nutrition, through business and everything. And that's what I've been able to do is help getting and talking with other people and networking and being with the group of people, the business professions that are working with this company, and getting their knowledge and helping others. And that's what my passion is. I love to help people. And so I'm calling on different people and helping them so they can realize they might know all the business, but there are some in and outs that people don't always know. And so that's what I've been working on, is helping other people so they can restructure their business and make sure their business is structured correctly. I mean, it's nice to have people, brand new people, to structure their business, but even people who have been structuring their business through the years, they think they have it the right way, but we could tweak it and help them, transfer their assets and help them so they can save on taxes. And we know that, one of the people that work with us, the tax person, Marvin, he worked for the IRS for 9 years and helping people resolve their tax issues. So this is all legal, and he knows all the ins and outs, and it's just perfect. It's just wonderful.
Fabulous. Would you recommend that other business owners, look at doing the restructure in their business?
Oh, I definitely would. Yes, even, we, for the small businesses or even the large businesses, we have the opportunity to take this and at a smaller cost. It's just amazing of what we can save when we're structuring it correctly. So I would totally recommend Brat and Lefevre to help you, and for us to help you as individuals, and restructuring it and mapping. And we have we have workshops that we can go to, and we also have our first consultation and mapping out exactly what your business is doing right now and how we could help you restructure that so you could see what the flow would be and be able to help you personally
Hmm.
and business wise. Yes.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you'd like to add?
I just really appreciate all having an opportunity here, and this is the real deal. No one is ready for a thing until they believe they can achieve it. So if we believe that we can achieve through our business, and oftentimes businesses don't even exist the first 3 years. I mean, it's hard to become a business and to keep it going. And especially at this time when we've had COVID, you know, no one in the world would have known that most companies, you know, unless they're doing Zooms or whatever, they had to shut down. But when you're shutting down and you are renting a building, you're still having overhead. And so if this gives you the opportunity to prepare yourself and get in and out of what is best for you, you know, you need to structure your business so it's easy to get in and easy structuring, and that's what I would suggest.
Fabulous, thank you. So what's the best way for people who might want to connect with you? My internet. Alrighty, we'll try that again. What's the best way for people to connect with you? Oh, no.
The best way for people to connect with me is through email. Debbie, DEBBIE, FAW, FAW, the numeral 1 @gmail.com.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Debbie.